lot of time looking at many aspects of Agile. A lot of them I consider to be quite technical. So I'd like to state as a disclaimer right now that I'm not the IT person. And I operate really on the business side. Even though, as no doubt most of you know, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange is very much a technology-based company. We have been so since we started transforming the company back in the 90s when we decided to go on the mainframes, and then we automated all our trading, and no doubt, as you know, all trading that happens on the stock exchange, whether it happens, it's operating here or around the world, it's all automated. So we are very much an IT shop, and all our business is enabled through the provision of technology and that kind of process. Just to give you some context of where we came from, because we were asked to build this journey, and we built this journey with Thoughtworks, is that the JSE has very much, like probably most of you, operated as a waterfall operation for a long time, forever, even to today. And a year ago, we decided we needed to look at something different, a different way of delivery, a more agile way of delivery, a leaner way of delivery, a way that is perhaps more user-friendly to business as well as to clients. For us, of course, the importance being that you want to deliver to your clients what they want, as opposed to what you think they want. And I've been in environments where that happens a lot. You have a perception of what your client wants versus identifying precisely what they want, and rather delivering the minimum viable product which they want for the business needs. Because really that's where the value lies. So in looking at that perspective, we, along with another project, were picked to start looking at either guinea pigs, we call it pathfinders, but we then decided we would go and start the transformation to Agile along with these two projects as samples of where we wanted to migrate. The two projects, just to again put it in context, my project and our project sponsor for that is we decided to automate the entire division. From start to finish, I'm responsible for market data. What that means is that all information generated by all the trade markets, right from microsecond trade that's taking place on the floor, through to reference data or master data or corporate actions, we basically take all that information, we package it, we promote it, and we sell it both domestically and around the world. And that is the data that enables investors both in South Africa or around the world to determine whether South Africa is a viable trading proposition and it's a growth destination. It gives the transparency they need to see where the markets are at, and then that enables them to trade into South Africa preferably. So that's the context. We decided as a very fast-growing sales division, for us to grow even further, it was vital that we started automating dramatically. From start to finish, all the workflows, absolutely every aspect of the business, we decided to revisit all business processes and automate everything so that we can then obviously achieve cost optimization, both for ourselves and our clients, and in that respect, being able to grow that much faster, so automation was vital in our division. The second project is very similar. So we are a sales division in essence, very fast growing, and we are a major revenue generator for the JSE. So that's how this conversation started. We then needed to have something that could navigate a space between IT and business that was viable and quick to market, because in these kinds of environments it's important. Although the JSE is the only exchange in South Africa, we compete with all the global exchanges for attention and for growth prospects. So that becomes like time to market, the way we design our systems. We have to be out there with the best in order to attract the clients back into South Africa. That's quite important. So hence why we decided to walk this journey. We started this journey a year ago, and thanks to the vision of our CIO, which we also considered this journey and thought it was something to look at. At that point, I'd like to just say to you that going on this journey, if you're a waterfall environment, is not an easy process. Because not only do you have to change the mindset of business, but you equally have to look at changing the mindset and behavior of your IT colleagues who've operated in a particular way for a period of time. So what we did is we went out to a reference site, and I still remember the comment made was, go down this journey, be brave, be courageous, but if you're not experiencing pain for at least a year, you're doing it wrong. So we kept that in the back of our minds because there's a lot to learn. And I've seen, just listening to one speech, just feel that there's a lot of new processes, there's a lot of new behaviors, etc. And some of which you may have already seen in the waterfall space, not quite the exact same way, but the variations of it. So we decided to dive right in and get stuck into this, and this project is only going to be delivered in Agile. No other methodology. Waterfall does not feature in this project at all. We've been at it for a year, so we've delivered 2 releases already. The project started in June last year, and we're now a year hence, and every single deliverable has been precise, on time, what we wanted as a business, and what the clients wanted to do. And that's vital. Which unfortunately I haven't seen too often in waterfall. But, you know, now and again it depends. So I thought I would just share some thoughts and some bubbles on what were some of the key aspects that we thought were useful. So one of the things that for me was fundamental in this whole project was the shared understanding between IT and business. And one must never underestimate that. Because in all other waterfall projects I've been part of, yes, you start off, you have your functional requirements, your business requirements, you sign them off, IT goes into the sunset and they design. What happens is, 8, 9 months, 12 months later, they present business with something and then we go, oh shucks, no, this is nowhere near what we want. So the shared understanding comes from all the rituals, all the practices, all the processes that are put in place, which enables and facilitates those 2 teams working very closely together in order to get on the same page. Sometimes we used to find we weren't even on the same book, we were on the same page. So being on the same page in terms of what does business want, what do the clients want, what does IT wanting to deliver? Because IT people love to deliver lots, and they like to deliver quickly, and they like to deliver innovative things. Unfortunately, sometimes those things can mismatch if there isn't a clear match of understanding. So that for us became absolutely fundamental, and it's something that we really enjoyed. And I've tagged on another bubble there which says collaborative approach in terms of practices. And one of the things that the JSC is strong on is the collaborative culture that we have amongst divisions. Otherwise, you end up operating in silos, and it becomes quite a costly exercise to run a business that's silos. So for us, that's also tied into our culture, which is one that we're building up of being collaborative and the cohesion between divisions so that you can better achieve cost synergies.